Howdy, it is I, Junk, back here. It's very late Sunday. It's going to be Monday by the time you see this, and I apologize for taking all day here. I was editing this video. It's actually 5 games from 2 different runs. The full runs are linked below if you want to see everything that's happened, so you know that, these really aren't that unusual. Yeah, there's just 5 games out of a bunch of games that I played, and I think the full run was like 2 hours, so I don't think everybody wants to sit here for 2 hours seeing everything in real time. Plus, we can skip the wait times. I only have one thing I want to talk about before we get into this game, being toxic and toxicity and what it does. And so, if hearing that upsets you, please listen to what I'm going to tell you now. If it doesn't upset you, listen anyway. As some people have heard me say before, I started uploading videos on YouTube because I was really toxic. I came up playing MOBAs, which is a toxic community, where abusing your teammates is considered socially acceptable. You might start to worry people don't like you if they don't abuse you. I am a very toxic player, but I want to be less toxic. So in my efforts to be less toxic, I started uploading my gameplay to YouTube because I read an article in some game publication, and there was a league pro, I don't even remember who it was, who said that the first thing to do if you have a problem with being toxic is record your games, look back and see, could you have changed the game with your own actions? And then if you could have done better, then focus on yourself and don't focus on other people. Ultimately, I don't know if that's the best, in a vacuum, if that's the only solution, but that's why I started uploading games. I never expected people to watch them. And in fact, at some point, that's the reason why I always say you're all good puppies and kitties, is because I theorize the only reason people would watch this is if they were putting on these videos to keep their pets company while they went out. So I guess thank you, number one, the side story there. But my point about being toxic is that I am toxic, and I know what it's like to be toxic and what being toxic does. And our community has gotten really, really toxic. People going after creators, blaming other players for other things. So I want to talk to you for a minute about being toxic and just give you some things to think about, okay? As someone who's lived that life and knows that life and is trying to get out of it. The biggest thing is this: being toxic is a decision you make for yourself. It's not about anything anyone did to you. It's not about things developers did. It's not about whales. It's not about anything. Being toxic is a decision you make when you react to something. And being toxic won't change anything. It'll just make you miserable and unlikable. And if you're feeling hostile because of what I'm saying, then, if the shoe fits, maybe you should wear it. If you decide to be a toxic person because you think being toxic is a solution to a problem, you will be toxic no matter what the problem is. Right? Let me say that again. If you think being toxic is a solution to your problems, you are going to be toxic all the time because you're always going to have problems. You might be telling yourself, I wouldn't be toxic if the devs did what I wanted. I wouldn't be toxic if players would stop buying meta. I wouldn't be toxic if the developers, in my case, would just add a search function for robots. But I got news for you. Number one, people aren't going to do what you want all the time. And number two, if it isn't this, something else will set you off. If you aren't being toxic in War Robots, you'll go be toxic at work. You'll go be toxic to your family. You're a toxic person, all right? That's a choice you're making. Now, you're maybe not making that choice consciously. There could be underlying reasons, and, I'm not a healthcare professional. Yeah, you can get therapy, and there's reasons why you react certain ways to certain things. It's not hopeless. You're not condemned to do this. But then choosing not to do that is also a choice. We can't cultivate a toxic community and expect the community to survive, because it won't. If you take 6 players on let's see, you've got a clan, there's 6 people in it, and they go play a game together, and one of them is toxic. And that guy starts blaming 3 of the people in the clan for not carrying their weight. Those 3 people leave. And now there's only 3 people in the clan. What's he going to do? He's going to start blaming the next 2 people because he's toxic. And they're going to leave. You will always have problems. And if you're toxic as a solution, you will always be miserable. And no one will like you. This won't work. You can't build a community around toxicity. So even if people cheer you on for being toxic in the moment, they're just waiting for the time you screw up and they'll turn on you. Don't cultivate a toxic community. It's not smart. It's not good for you, it's not good for them, and it won't last. And all you're doing is creating a crowd of people who will build an altar to you that they will eventually sacrifice you on. Yeah. Anyway, my point is, we need to think carefully about how we treat each other if we want to build this community and not shrink it. And the first thing we need to do is start treating each other like human beings and have some respect for the role everybody plays in this game and brings them together. You can't toxic your way into the game you want to play. All you're going to do is eventually drive everyone away. And if that's the life you want to live, why don't you just do it now? Go move to a desert island by yourself, and you can go harass the coconuts and make them miserable because nobody else wants to be around you. So yeah, let's look at some games that are less horrible, and I can promise I'm only very slightly toxic in one or two moments of them. Okay, we are here on Yamantau, and you'll notice when the bots come up, I forgot to put modules on the Titan. The Bersaglieri has no mods. I'm running it Wolfblood style. Why? Because I'm forgetful. And so this is not a good reflection of its performance. This is a reflection of its performance if you don't want to invest in modules, I guess. Which, don't do that. Don't do that. I also only have 2 of the weapons because there's a limit to how much of the exploitative gambling I'm willing to tolerate. Skyros comes into center, immediately unfolds, and that is just a bad choice. That is not how to Skyros at all. You have slightly scratched my paint job at the cost of an entire bot. Don't do that. Don't do that. Managed to take out a Crisis lurking there, back from my first kill. And we have a Shell, a Lynx, and something come up the ramp also. Trying to keep my shield to it. A second Lynx. So 2 Lynx and a Shell. Good for me, because the shock trains will bounce and hit all of them. Somebody else is going to get the Shell. Yeah, there's the assist. I remember that. And we have 2 Lynx and I now. They both go into their ability. If a Orochi comes in, trying to pretend to be a Lynx, and a Scorpion comes in. Everybody wants a piece of this, and nobody can has. Triple kill there, hitting the Scorpion, taking out another Lynx, and the other Lynx on the ramp gets the Rampage for me. They're dropping in at their Beacon B, a little shell-shocked, a little curious, and hopefully a little bit more cautious now. That's not how you play this game. Okay. I see they have a Ultimate Spectre jumping at their home. He's going to be in my range as soon as the stealth drops. Take him down to his last stand. Crisis there. And I'm trying to dash between cover on the left and right. They're on both sides. So I've kind of got to shuffle. I managed to be outside of weapon range for my shot at the Spectre there. That's on me. I'm not perfect. We have a Subduer Curie running up, phasing immediately. So he wants to be here, but he doesn't want to be visible. Okay. Well, that's going to cost him. Get the assist there. See, there's a Weather Chicken shooting into mid here. And another Scorpion comes up because he wanted to see where his friend died. Right there. Right next to you. Beyond godlike. So the Ultimate Spectre is running towards here, but kind of decides it doesn't want any of the smoke. Friendly Ocho running down the ramp. Something takes it out. Maybe the damage from the Ocho. I see the Weather Chicken up in the sky. Oh, I can't get it. I'll get just an assist on the Weather Chicken in the sky. We're putting good pressure on him, and there's a Prisma Crisis, I think? And it's gone. See, they have an Ophion there. And Ophion... You know, I thought I did enough damage, but apparently not. He survived. To tell the tale. Another assist. I'm just the friendliest guy. I'm helping everybody out with their kills. One of these days I'm going to get one of my own. You're going to see. It's going to be amazing. Enemy Ocho coming in, and my Shock Train Bulgasari. Oh, good, another assist. I was worried I hadn't seen one for 10 seconds. My Shock Train Bulgasari is looking a little worse for wear. And my guess is pretty soon the Titans. Yeah, there you go. I vaguely remembered that. Titan comes out, and I'm not crazy. I'm aggressive, and so as soon as the Titan hits mid, I'm gone. There's just nothing for the Ultimate Bulgasari Shock Train to do there. Ultimate Shock Train Bulgasari. So I start working towards their secondary. Managed to bounce a shot for a double kill and hit that emoji a little bit. Second Rook comes in, jumps over me and starts shooting me on the back, and then there's a Newton in front. Newton lifts me up, and I am the jelly in a red jelly donut. I don't want to be there. So I bring in my Titan. I have no knowledge, by the way, during this entire run, I have no knowledge that I have no mods on this Titan. So for the first 3 games, I have no idea that I'm running a Titan with no mods. It looks scary, but it doesn't hurt. And I'll tell you what, anyone who questions the value of mods needs to see the low efficacy of this Titan without them. I also didn't know how to work the jump. I've learned now that the jump, you jump backwards relative to where your legs are facing. Well, if you're backing up, your legs are turned backing away from you, which means your jump will move you forward. That's super useful that you can control the direction of your jump like that, but it takes, it takes a couple of few games to get totally used to the idea that backwards doesn't mean backwards. Backwards means backwards from your legs, not your body. Friendly Luchador managed to jump in, and I feel bad for him now that I've made him the pickle in the middle, but he managed to keep me alive just a little bit longer. And this time I actually do manage to jump backwards, and I realize, oh, when he comes around the corner, maybe if I jump forwards, I can turn left and shoot at him up close, and I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll take him out. It was a thought, okay? We're getting bull rushed here, and I'm thinking in the moment with a Titan that doesn't have mods, and I don't know what I'm doing very well. It's a learning experience. So I jump in as I wanted to. I did not account for the Rook's ability was going to push me back, which would be good if it wasn't in the middle of the enemy team's fire. I mean, it was almost useful. So here we have no beacons. We're fixing to get 5 capped. I drop in the ultimate Fenrir, and there's a game later I'll show you that there's a reason why I think of him as Sinistar, and I'll show you why later. If you remember the arcade game, the classic, and if you don't know Sinistar, you'll learn a lot about its audio from this when we get to that later game. All right, so defend the home beacon. Second Rook is gone. We have our primary, our secondary. I'm walking towards center with a chip on my shoulder. And they lock me down, so I decide to go into my ability for the extra bit of damage resistance. The ultimate Fenrir, with its pilot, if you don't remember, it has damage resistance that cannot be bypassed. Or cannot be mitigated, I should say. So normal things that go through damage resistance, like Titan weapons, will not. So this Titan is just dancing, and he's just getting cooked. This Rook is just dancing and getting cooked. I'm ignoring the people shooting me because I just don't care. Oh, hey, Mender, you going somewhere? Now this, I love this. Like, the brave Dagon pieces out. It's like, nah, not today, Satan. The Mender goes. I'm about to go chase the Dagon, but I realize the Rook is left. So let's cap C first. Still getting shots from these Dagons. I don't really care. Now, while I'm trying to do when I'm walking towards them, my big thought process is I don't want anyone to run past me and cap C. So I'm kind of like turning to everybody, looking like I'm walking towards them, because I don't want them to feel comfortable walking towards me. I want them to stay shooting at me, but feeling like they need to move away relative to me so I can have some control. And I lost control of the Dagon there. I guess he just went up the ramp. I didn't see him. Triple kill there on the Feather Destrier, living up to its name and its reputation. I start walking towards their secondary. And looks like they have a slight beacon advantage, but look, my teammate, while I'm doing this, I didn't even realize, high quality teammates, man. My teammate snuck up and is flipping their home beacon. Now they have no beacons. So now they're in the situation we were in when they were trying to press us. And I see there's somebody crawling up towards beacon C, and I am way too petty to let that happen. Raptor goes in, jump up and stop that cap. And we vacuum up tasty, tasty Dagon parts for the kill. Now it's 3 minutes left in the game, but, sorry, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. Not nearly enough for them to do anything here. Guy sneaking towards our secondary beacon. Teammate takes him out. That is it. Victory. And I didn't see it in the moment, but that was a classic example of hot-shotting where they were coming way too aggressively. I was paying too much attention trying to dodge. Let's see, 8.3 million, 7 assists, 13 kills, 6 caps. See, the 2 guys that never didn't get any caps, so sometimes it happens that way, and sometimes maybe you should press for beacons a little bit harder. I've been there. I've been there. I was so tired after the game, I didn't look at anything. Next game, here we are. We are on the canyon. And I drop in, yes. This is the Avenger Bagliori, Ultimate Avenger Bagliori. If I can get around. Excuse me, I'm about to rock this game. I'm about to put you on my shoulders and carry you. Can you please move out of my way? Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Now, somebody left a comment here that they wanted to see what this thing would do to a Titan. And we actually get to see that. Afterwards, I looked at the Titan's level. It's like level 93. I think it's a max pilot, but like a level 93 Titan. So it's not a perfect situation, but under the circumstances, I'm still going to give myself good credit for it. Raven there jumps, realizes I can see it in stealth and jumps backwards. So good Raven play to realize he needs to get further away from the seeker drone. But I toss my teleport beacon to their beacon. I say this is technically the primary because it's closer to their spawn than the other one. And once I'm on their beacon, take out the Raven, I take out the sniper, and I flip the beacon. Now, just think, I could have done that 5 seconds earlier if there wasn't an Ophion in front of me. I'm just saying, if you're gonna play like you've got wide shoulders, then put up some wide shoulder numbers. So I use my teleport beacon, teleport here up to where the sniper was, walk towards their spawn. You can see their Ophion notices it, and I'm not interested. Now, pay attention here, I'm gonna try to highlight it when I drop my teleport beacon. Because every time I teleport, I get 95 defense points and a heal from the Wonder Worker skill. 95 defense points, I think, from the pilot, and a heal from the Wonder Worker skill. So, throw my teleport beacon over there, just in case I need to teleport back, and that was because I saw Skyros creeping up on that beacon. Triple kill there. Rampage on the emoji. And I do take the teleport because I see the Skyros coming along. Skyros' main ability in its ball form is damage resistance, and Ultimate Avenger bypasses damage resistance. I only get the assist, but I chewed it up pretty good. Now let's get back to where we were towards their spawn. And the budget length, you could say. The Orochi takes some shots at me. Besides, he doesn't want the smoke goes back. We have a weather chicken with dragoons shooting at me. Interesting. Don't see that. I'm going to try that with the ultimates when they come out. Dragoon Siren goes down. That's a kill for me. Reset my kill streak. So I'm walking towards their spawn. There is that Orochi, who becomes a double kill in its ability because I can see through stealth. Ophion goes up, becomes triple kill because I can shoot through shields. I am a vengeful god, and I have come to reap you. Lynx. I need to reload, but I teleport to my beacon. Toss the beacon. I get a defense points and a heal. I'm ready to brawl, man. I'm ready to wreck. Let's do this. Rampage on the Lynx. Another Ophion says, "Please, I would like to be a godlike." And I say, in time, be patient. Your time will come. As I dip back behind cover to reload my weapons, I'm going to throw my beacon back up there again, because we're not done. This ain't over. This ain't over. I've got more to say here. Teleport up, and now I've got full weapons. Hey, didn't you say you wanted to be a godlike? There you go. Another feather Destrio for the beyond godlike. Alright, pay attention. Lynx drops in. I'm going to see, as soon as my teleport beacon comes back, I have to drop it. And, okay. Rook drops in. I drop my teleport beacon, get the living legend on the Lynx. Rook jumps towards me. I teleport behind it with my defense points now. They have a Fenrir that drops in, but now it's me and the Rook. There's nobody else in the field as far as I'm concerned. I'm emptying these 4 Avengers into its belly for the Titan Slayer. And hey, Fenrir, isn't that a tank? No, I think Fenrir is a throw rug. Yeah, another living legend on that. Yeah, don't mess with the Ultimate Avenger Bagliori. Alright, I'm just patrolling here. Patrolling. Anybody gonna drop in? I throw my beacon. I see there's a raptor coming towards me. And a luchador coming towards me. I teleport to the beacon. I want to chew up this Arthur, but I've got a luchador and a raptor shooting me in the back. It's a bit much for me. And I drop in with a Titan that I still don't realize doesn't have any mods. Oh boy. At this point I'm like, man, this is really a mid-Titan, man. This is really, I don't know what the big deal is. I know I don't have the third weapon, but come on. Freaking mid-Titan. Yeah, I bet it is. Don't even get an assist on the luchador. So I'm walking here, and I think, oh, sure, I can take out an Arthur. How hard can it be to take out an Arthur with a newly released Titan? Ophion flies up, and I can't shoot it because I don't have any way to get through the shields. I try to focus on the Arthur, but he's got flames, I want to say, mixed in with there? No, maybe not. The blast hits me, and I jump back anyway. So close. Can I get him? I get the Titan Slayer, but at what cost? Because I'm about to get taken out by 2 of the softest robots in the game. And it looks a little sinister. Except for, yeah, I got 4 more bots left. Including, I don't know, The ultimate shock train Bulgasari. Now, this guy plays his Ophion really well here. You know, there's a limit to what he can do ultimately. Like, this is a matchup that is going to favor me at the end of the day no matter what. But he lands and he immediately goes into his phase. He prolongs his life as long as he can. And my thought process here is, you know, this beacon's just a sliver. I'm just going to dash for their beacon A. If they manage to flip enough to prolong it by the time I get there, then I'll flip this and it will cancel it out, hopefully. See, somebody's contesting beacon D, and that's pretty much it. So, let the time tick out as I take a sip of my tea here, but yeah. You wanted to know what the Ultimate Avengers on the Bagliori would do to a Titan? It goes something like that. 6.2 million, 1 assist, 16 kills, 4 caps. They say it's an assassin. They say it's a sniper. I think it's an assassin. Your mileage may vary. Definitely the key is playing with the teleport beacon, dropping it when you don't need it, so that's ready when you do need it to give you the 95 defense points and the heal. And with things like Raptors, being able to teleport, and even with that Rook, dropping the beacon so I could teleport behind him was huge. Truly huge. I mean, you can't overestimate the value of that. Just flipping through here to look at the levels of things. I started doing that actually because people, there's weird copium out there when you show somebody a clip of you getting a really good run or something, like a really good play, and they're like, oh, clearly you're just like, you've dropped leagues and you're just seal clubbing in a lower league. It's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Number one, no. Number two, I don't make the matchups. So somebody asked me, like, just show the top couple of people to show that, like, you're actually playing in your league. And it's like, whatever, man. Fine. But yeah, I don't think that's going to be an assassin the way they think it is. Okay, next game. Sorry, Dreadnought. New editing. I'm trying to figure out how to make this work. And I think we do Bagliori again here. Yeah. Okay. Another interesting one. I mean, of course they're interesting, otherwise I wouldn't show them to you. Throw my teleport beacon into center, because I might not be able to walk there in time. I see something runs in before I can get there, before he can cap. Just before he caps, I teleport in. It's a blitz, I'm behind him, and he is completely chewed up by Avengers. His friendly Ocho, runs in, pushes me off the beacon, and it's going to be a good news, bad news situation for him. He's going to get the cap, but he's not going to survive the experience. Those Ultimate Avengers, just too strong. So I drop my beacon immediately so I can teleport back to center if I need to, and empty my Avengers, and as soon as I get my wide self across the terrain, I'm going to walk towards their home beacon, because there seems to be a lot of action there. And I'm looking just to see, can I tell what's going on? Can I tell what bots are there based on what's happening? And, see, we have a Flamethrower Raptor and a friendly Loki. Flamethrower Raptor jumps up in the air. I get shot from the side by, I think, a Mars. Mars easily goes down for the triple kill. Enemy Leech drops in. Leech links onto the friendly Haichi. I may have done a little bit of damage shooting to him, but you gotta remember, the Leech's ability is formed as damage resistance, and my weapons bypass damage resistance. So if I passed any damage on, it was pretty minimal, because he wasn't resisting anything. Falcon jumps in, doing a fair bit of damage to me before my weapons come up, but my teleport comes up. I get a heal, I get my 95 defense points, and I manage to take out that Raptor for the Beyond Godlike, but I'm hitting my my 35.5 second ultimate, not ultimate, unstable conduit every single time it's up. So it's a very tough fight over here. The enemy Lynx goes back behind cover. I teleport again. Dagon shows up just as my weapons come back online. Enemy Dagon. They ignore damage resistance. I get the Living Legend, but that Lynx comes back and executes me. My health was low enough. And I'm seeing we're not actually in good shape here. Like, there's 3 guys on the map. 3 guys on the map now that I'm here. They've got 6. They've got 3 of the beacons, and there's 2 people coming to one of the 2 beacons we do have. So, the Skyros does the dumb Skyros thing and unfolds, gets immediately cooked up instantly. The Lynx, on the other hand, plays this really smart. He knows that I've only got melee weapons, and he's faster than me, which means I can't ever get to shoot at him unless he lets me. He can't necessarily cap on me by himself, But unless he misplays this, jump unit, that's a choice. Unless he misplays this, he can shoot at me however long it takes. Of course, it's going to take 25 minutes, which he doesn't have, but... And I turn around to see what's going on, and of course, a luchador comes to contest one of the only 2 beacons we have. It's 4 on 6 right now, and I'm pinned down by 3 players on the secondary beacon. So here's my thought process with this, okay? Yes, it looks bad. We can agree it looks bad. However, if there's 3 guys shooting me, and it's 4 on 6, then really, what my teammates are facing is a 3 on 3. So as long as I can stay here, I mean, they're going to take me out eventually, but the longer I live here, the more time I give my teammates to get a hold of that 3 on 3 that they're fighting. So I just want to just dance, basically. And I could dance longer, but I'm thinking also in my head, I've switched Titans here. If I drop my Flame Rifle right here, I can probably cook this guy and then immediately chase down... Oh, okay. Aljun drops in. Alright, it's a choice. Stays in range long enough for me to take him out, but I get taken out, and I can't drop in on the beacon. It flips too quickly. Okay. So I've got 2 luchadors over here. One jumps towards me. Not today, say, and I just fly over him, off to his friend. His friend turns out to be really soft, cook him up very easily. So we have no beacons now. So I've got to cap this mid. I can't help. There was a friendly luchador dropped on our A, but I can't help him until we cap something. Another luchador comes in. He's going to jump towards me. I'm going to go up in the air. There's that Lynx that was playing so well before. Decides he's had enough time in his robot. Triple kill. Luchador is kind of walking towards the beacon. Instead, he jumps towards me. I can respect that. That's a respectable play. I'm still gonna go into cover, but I admire what you did there. As my ability comes up, I see what are definitely the towers of a kid up on the horizon. So I say, ooh, kid, nice, soft, juicy target. Let's purge the roof. Cook up the kid. Cook up the Mars. The godlike. Beacons are flipping everywhere, and now it looks like we might have only a 1-bot disadvantage. Rook there on their home decides to leave their home without capping it because he is getting cooked. I use my dash and my flight. I'm going to dash towards that beacon, fly over him. Let's actually cook him up. And then I can get the cap. And there's I think it's a Mars shooting at me from range. I see there's another luchador on the roof that's going to come. Luchador's going to want to dance with me soon. But the friendly luchador is on beacon B, and we have... There we go. We've just about secured all 3 beacons over here. Beacon D is being contested. I fly up. The luchador on the roof goes into its ability, but he's getting shot by a flame luchador that's friendly, by me, and looks like there's a Newton that's holding him up. I'll be happy to take the assist on that. I don't need the kill on that. I see a behemoth drops in. Can't tell what he's shooting. It looks like a hybrid of things. Just the same, I gotta cook the behemoth. Okay. I see there's something going on at Beacon A, but it looks like we got a guy over there handling it. Well, they both died. Or I guess one died and one ejected. Alright. Either way, I don't gotta worry about it right now. Enemy emoji comes up, so I look over to my left. Does the Newton... Well, so eventually I look. Okay, now I look over to my left. The Newton sees him. The emoji sees the Newton, seeing him, decides he's gonna go mess with these other beacons. So I come here to center. Skyros, again, what is it with these Skyros? And just like, this isn't how you play Skyros. Just rolling up and shooting at things, you just get taken out very quickly. That's not how you do that. Luchador lands, so I go right up in the air. He kind of jumps for a second shield. I'm backing up towards Beacon D. Now they have no beacons right now. And I'm trying to put more fire on him. But I want to make sure I don't lose Beacon D because I'm focusing that luchador. Newton lifts up the emoji. Thank you for that. Weather chicken now appearing in a bucket next to some mashed potatoes and biscuits. So they're flipping their home, and they've got what I think is a Lynx going to B. And just to be petty, I'll drop in to make sure he can't cap B. No, 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 no. That is all she wrote. Now, why was that so hard is a question one might well ask. I am curious, because that felt really difficult. 15.3 million, 2 assists, 19 kills, 3 beacons, because we were down 2 players. We were down 2 players. Listen, I just want to plant a thought in your head. Now, I know life is unfair and arbitrary, and this won't always be true, but I want you to consider the possibility that maybe the reason why you're quitting because you don't have nice equipment is connected to always quitting things when they're hard. Something to think about. Again, not always true, but for some of the people, it's true of some people. Just consider whether you're one of those people that it's true of. It might not be. But if you always quit the minute things are hard, you're going to have trouble accumulating anything in life, in real life or in games. As I said in a comment recently, like, you win 0% of the games you quit, and maybe 5% of the games you think you're going to lose, but you don't lose. Like, maybe they thought they were going to lose, but there I was. Anyway, here we are, on the moon. Again, new editing style, the cuts are going to be a little messy. Oh yeah, this is, I telegraphed this earlier. I dropped the ultimate Fenrir here. This is, I want you to see, I don't generally drop this first, but sometimes when you do, it's a very all or nothing proposition. When you lose, it's because you're so slow and the beacons are far apart. When you win, it's because this thing, every time I play it, I think I'm Sinistar. You know the arcade game Sinistar? There was a voice chip in it, one of the early ones with a voice chip, and I just think the thing Sinistar says, and so using those voice clips, it goes like this in my head.
Beware, I live.
Raptor, Shenlu.
Run, coward.
Curie wants some?
I hunger.
We got another Raptor and a Lynx.
I hunger, coward.
Nope. Lynx thinks it's gonna get away. No, I'm gonna chase it down. Raptor thinks it's gonna get away. Nope. It's a godlike. And that's a 5 cap. Probably don't have enough time to bring out their Titans yet. So let's just go head into their spawn.
I hunger.
There's our Beyond Godlike Living Legend.
Run, run, run.
Yeah, your only hope is to get away. You should listen to the man.
Run, coward.
Another Living Legend.
Run, run, run.
Just turn back. I'm not going to catch that Lynx. Living Legend.
I am Sinistar.
Living Legend.
I hunger.
Finally, a Titan. But it's a little late. It's a little, and it's a little late. Yeah, this is just a cautionary tale. I just want to throw this in as a cautionary tale of the ultimate Fenrir, and if you're on a small map like that, I don't know, man. Don't fight it. Find somewhere else to be. It's not worth it. You don't have the time, basically. There's no time to fight it. 3.8 million, 0 assists, 10 kills, and 2 caps, but it was a very short game. So I take a sip of tea here. I loaded that thing up with honey from Ariel's Honey in Vermont. If you want to get good raw honey or good infused honey, man, that's your place. Not an ad, just an observation. All right, we got one more game to look at, so let's go look at that one more game. Yes, okay. In Rome. And this is a... I put this game in because there's about a minute, which is going to make an interesting short, but there's about a minute where the entire game flips, and it's one of those things where you don't... Well, let's just watch it. All right, my Fenrir goes up, but we have some very aggressive reds in this game. And I'm trying to put a little bit damage downfield there. Can't quite do it because the raptor's creeping up on me. And the raptor is just decided he's going to have a piece of me. Like, you could watch him turn as he's coming towards me. Like, no, he wants to get in here. So my weapon snaps off. My second weapon snaps off. Well, I mean, this is why we can't have nice things. All right. No Fenrir. It's going to be one of those games. We can't play the fun bots. We got to play serious? Okay. Let me introduce you to Mr. Sinistar. Electric Melee, Ultimate Fenrir. There is really nothing that this build of Raptor can do by itself. You know, it might take a while, but its Ultimate Avengers that can bypass damage resistance can't bypass mine. The only real weapon that this Fenrir has to watch out for, really, is the Reaper, and especially like in a Crisis Reaper, because the way the Crisis works is just different. Sorry, not the Crisis. The way the Reaper works is just different. It just bypasses the calculation of damage resistance. I guess if you want to get technical, the Ultimate Fenrir's damage resistance is unmitigatable. So things that mitigate damage resistance won't do it, but things that don't calculate damage resistance at all, like the Reaper, will do full damage against him. Of course, he's still a tank, so. And that is an Aukin or Auquin. I say Aukin. You don't see that every day. And it actually works in a weird way, because I'm so interested in staring at it, I don't pay attention to what's shooting me in the back. And it is an interesting build. It's two ultimate flamethrowers, which are slowing me down and slowing my turning radius, and a subduer. So he's putting stacks of anti-heal on me, which is still busted, by the way. Thanks, Pixonic. It's still completely eliminating my ability to heal. So, once again, scumbags at Pixonic, fix your game. Completely eliminates my ability to heal and stopping me from turning fast enough. And I'm getting shot in the back by that dragon I was just ogling at. Down to 65,000 health. Cannot heal right now. And I'm thinking mostly I'm mad at Pixonic for not fixing the subduer, as they promised they would. How hard is it actually? Oh, but don't worry, we labeled the pilots. Oh, just go to hell. Okay. Now I'm getting up close personal time here, but I've got good team support. So this angler with the really annoying build that I will have to explore exploiting later takes out the Ultimate Fenrir. Alright. Well, what about a Ultimate Shock Train Bulgasari? Can I do some damage here? And as long as I'm being critical of things, this is not how I would play this Ocho. The odds of this working in Champion League are very low. I'm sure this works great in Masters League. I'm sure in Masters League, this is a Galaxy Brain play. But in Champion League, no. It's not a tank. That's the thing of it. The Ocho is very strong for very short periods of time. But as soon as its ability ends, you're just soft and sitting there. Oh, hey, it's that angler. Hey, buddy. Slow that down. Alright, well, we have a beacon bar advantage and a beacon advantage. It's not looking so bad. I try to rotate my shots here against this length, and you can see the third shot, it just utterly ignores. Just like it never happened. So I just say, attack with it, fire them all, and I get the double kill. I think the rotating shots thing, it's not that it's bad advice, it's that the game's hit recognition isn't so great that it necessarily matters. Because if you miss it, then you miss it. Oh, okay, that was nice. I managed to Shock Train bounce off of the Sirius and take out the Bedweir. Helpful friendly Skyros pushing me off the beacon. I do a good chunk of damage to the Sirius, but I can't quite find the angle, and he takes me out. Alright, and this is where things get interesting. They have a player advantage, they have a beacon advantage, and the bars look pretty close. But I get into a situation here now that bears some examination. Take the Scorpion out. I start coming around the side of the center. It's a mirror match. A Flame Eiffel from their team starts coming around the center. We are shooting each other with flames. I'm also getting shot by a Rook and possibly a Luchador. But I have the Avalon Mothership. It heals me up. He loses 2 weapons on the way down. And after a moment of sliding around, Rook comes over to help. Luchador comes over to help. I get, here we go, Titan Slayer. There it is. Titan Slayer on the Eiffel. I'm back up in the sky. Rook is going to go next. We cook up the Rook. Titan Slayer. Sirius, a soft target, hasn't even turned to me. He was so sure his friends were going to take care of me. Never trust your friends. Titan Slayer on the Sirius. Your friends will always disappoint you. You can write that down. Put it in a book. And here, right through the shield, Luchador, weapon pops off, and a Titan Slayer. So, it's funny how the energy of a game changes after you take out 4 of the enemy team's Titans. Now, what was a carefully constructed Titan battle has turned into a game of running away. That was a Lynx I think we just cooked up for our Living Legend, as I'm going to land here on the city. See, I could go over there and try to stop the Skyros, but the better play is to stay here and cap city. Because if I fail to stop the Skyros before he caps, then we don't have any beacons. And I have to then cap anyway. It's better to just cap what I have, except that we might lose Beacon A, and then go take him out. As it turns out, we had team support. It didn't have to go that way. Enemy invader will not live to see the capping of that beacon. Living Legend there on the invader as I land into center. See, I'm just looking around thinking what we have here. I don't know what's on the city. I know there's a raptor over there on the left. Let's take out whatever's on city because it could be a problem. Is it a Spectre? No, that's a Phantom maybe? I couldn't tell. Let me know what it was. I think it was a Phantom maybe. So now I'm back on city. See, the raptor is leaping towards their home, and this has turned into an old-fashioned beacon race. And I owe it to my teammates to not let them have to do this with a raptor on the field, so let's try to take out the raptor. I get a fair amount of his ability down. He phases. I stop shooting to preserve the pyro. I'm going to land on the beacon, and he's going to push up against me to try to get out of my beacon range. It doesn't really work, or my weapon range. It doesn't really work with flamethrowers on account of, you know, their flamethrowers and everything. And this isn't, like, I'm not in a Rook, so... But as soon as my flight is back up, I don't have the beacon. I don't have to hold it. I can go up and just cook him old school. And I see enemy Luchador going to cap beacon B, and I go to put some flame on him. He goes into his shield, so I decide I'm going to hide behind the cover here, and let's take a look around. I see what I think is a Curie, and I've got a teammate fighting that in an angler. So my option is fight the Luchador or help my teammate. I'm going to help my teammate. Let's get rid of that Curie. I would much rather have... Of course, teammate got dies too, but he's got another bot, thankfully, and it's a Skyros. That's going to be quite handy. Enemy has a bot in a Lynx. He goes into his ability. I dash onto the beacon, so he's going to run past me to try to get something else. But, can't run past the flames. Triple kill. Luchador comes up in the edge to shoot at me. Perfect, I will cook you on the stands. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. He drops a shield again as my Scaros teammate and I land on Beacon B. Tough situation for the Luchador. He doesn't have nearly enough of a beacon bar advantage to not take another beacon, but where do you go when you've got to face a flame Eiffel? Well, the afterlife actually is where you go. Jumps up on the edge of the Coliseum where I get the Titan Slayer. We land in center. And we're going to cap it for the 5 cap, and I'm thinking I'm just going to be petty here. Stop him from capping Beacon B with the Avengers, but no time. That is a victory. Not that I'm complaining. And let's check the scoreboard there. 18.4 million, 1 assist, 18 kills, and 8 beacons, and everybody played. It wasn't even like somebody dropped out. We had just 2 very strong players in the top of the other team there, with 17 and 8 kills respectively, 10.3 million, 11.3 million, both very good games. But it was a combination of the 18 million damage from me and my teammate getting 8 caps that really put this game out of their reach. So it was a tough one, and that moment of my Flame Eiffel cooking up 4 of their Titans in less than a minute. It's going to be a good short, but it's also a good moment in gameplay where you see how fast a game can turn and get away from you. So, Thank you if you made it to the end of this video. If you're a dog or cat at home alone, I'm sure you're a good puppy or kitty, and your parents will bring you a treat very soon, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Later.